Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rahini Takoko. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We're on a 30-day challenge and today is day 16, and I'll be sharing something very striking that I read in Proverbs chapter 12 verse 1, and I love the message translation. It makes it quite simple and clear. It says that, I'll just focus on the first part. It says that if you love learning, you will love the discipline that goes with it. Now, discipline is not something that most of us naturally enjoy. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says that I'm ready to go through the stress and the pain in order for me to get this qualification or to get these results that I need. Rather, according to what the Bible is saying, discipline flows out of love. For example, if you love football, you don't mind practicing for long hours, you don't mind running drills, you don't mind going through the training, you don't mind enduring the discipline because you love the game. And if you love music, you don't mind practicing the same chord progression or scale, something that others would find boring. You find yourself enjoying it while at it. If you love God, you don't struggle to study the word, you don't struggle to pray, you don't struggle to spend time in the presence of God. That's why Bible says in Matthew 22 that love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, for this is the first and greatest commandment. So everything boils down to love. If you don't love what you do, discipline becomes very hard and difficult. And so discipline is not something that you aspire to do. It's not something that you desire. It's not like the goal. It's rather a means to an end. So if you love the course you're doing, if you love your job, you realize that you don't mind spending hours doing a lot of research. You don't mind going the extra mile to do more than is expected of you. And so everything still comes back to love rather than discipline. You may be struggling to stay disciplined at something. You need to check your love for what you are doing. If you don't love what you're doing, the discipline becomes very hard. But if you love what you're doing, you notice that you can spend hours, you can go through the pain, you can go through the stress, and you still find yourself happily doing the things that you are doing because you love what you're doing. So discipline, again, is not something that we desire. The Bible says that if you love me, you keep my commandments. So you realize that God's premise of keeping his commandments is by loving him. So if you don't love God, it becomes difficult to keep the commandments of God. You see why the disciples of Jesus Christ were okay. They were happy that they were being persecuted, not because they love the pain they're going through, but because they love God. And so when persecution comes, they are they are ready to face anything that comes their way. Look at Paul's life, for example. Paul was someone who was persecuting believers until he himself became a believer, and you see how he demonstrated his love for the things of God to the extent that he had to go through so many trials, so many persecution himself, but he was still able to stand the test of time. He was still able to run his race and finish well. And so if you're struggling to remain disciplined at something, you need to really check your love for the thing you are doing. If you do not love what you're doing, discipline becomes hard. So what you rather need to focus on is your love for what you're doing. If it's for your job, you need to make sure that you love your job. If you don't love your job, you may want to reconsider what you're doing. If you're doing a course that you don't love, you may want to try and develop love for it until you are done. If you're struggling to pray and study the word and fast, then it means you need to check your love for God, else you will struggle to do these little things, or you'll struggle to obey his commandment. So discipline, again, is not something that we aim at. It's rather something that naturally flows out of the love we have for something. And so if you want to remain disciplined, make sure that you love what you're doing. Then discipline becomes something that flows naturally. It becomes something that you don't struggle to do to get the results that you need. I hope this video helps. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.